Good morning and welcome to another edition of SBC Radio. I'm Robert Crable, joined alongside Robbie Burks, Carter Bird, and William Moran. William Moran will share his story on the Cubs. William?
So I just want to start off by saying Chicago sports, we're terrible. We're terrible. As a Chicago fan, the Bears were terrible. The Blackhawks were last. The Bulls were mediocre at best. The White Sox could be the worst team in MLB history. And the Cubs, they're just going downhill this whole season.
We really got to get to the reason of why. And I think if we're starting with the Cubs, it's not the owner's fault. A lot of people want to put the blame on Jed Hoyer, but it's not his fault. Last year, we were so close to making the playoffs. Everyone saw it. We collapsed at the deadline. And what did he do? He re-signed everyone. He signed a new manager. He slightly bolstered the bullpen. He said, let's run it back. And we did, and everyone's underperforming. Swanson's hitting on the Mendoza line. Happ has no power. Nothing is going our way. I think that if you blame the owners, you're going the wrong way with the Cubs, but I know that's not the case for the White Sox.
I was just about to say the White Sox. I would say it's the complete opposite. Reinsdorf has to be the worst owner of all time, not just for the White Sox, but also for the Bulls. He has made no signings. Andrew Benintendi has a negative WAR, and he's the biggest signing in White Sox history. It's just embarrassing to be a White Sox fan at this point. And honestly, I want to say that there's light at the end of the tunnel, but right now I really only see Colson Montgomery and Luis Robert and maybe Garrett Crochet as the only bright spots. But let's be honest, they're all going to be traded.
They're gone at the deadline.
They're all going to be traded.
For what, too?
A 2080 pick. You never know. I mean, we're just terrible. And I know you probably feel that with Reinsdorf and the Bulls as well.
Yeah, everyone knows Jerry Reinsdorf makes a lot of money with attendance. And he doesn't have any incentive to make the team better. He's just trying to get Bulls fans to purchase tickets, and he's succeeding. He just doesn't care about the team being the way it is.
I mean, the Bulls had the highest attendance in the league last year during the regular season, even though they've been mediocre for a long time.
Yeah, you guys have been talking about how bad teams are. I mean, the Bears have been bad, but Chicago Bears fans, this is where it's going to turn around. There's a lot of optimistic reasons to like the Bears next season. That includes Caleb Williams' arrival. That obviously gave them momentum and a bright future ahead. A pair of top 10 draft picks. Young stars coming off career years like DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, Jalen Johnson. An ascending top 10 defense. Like once Montez Sweat was acquired, the Bears were one of the best defenses at the end of the year last year. But now let's see what they can do with a full season, with a full loaded unit. And they've got a lot of weapons on offense, so it's going to be promising this year.
Now, the first reason you mentioned to be optimistic was Caleb Williams. Do you think he's NFL ready right now to lead us to the playoffs?
Yeah, he is. I mean, he's gotten picked up by his teammates. He's going to be awesome. I mean, he's number one pick.
Yeah, I agree. If anyone has any questions, you can call us in at 1-800-CALL-RADIO. And we would gladly answer anything you want to ask. Oh, we've got a caller.
Hey guys, it's Mark from Chicago. First time caller, long time listener. I know you guys talked about the Bulls a little bit earlier and how mediocre they were. Do you like the direction they're going in now that they're starting to trade off pieces and blow up the core?
You know, I want to say that I'm optimistic, but just knowing this franchise, it's really hard to be optimistic. Me personally, I loved Alex Caruso. Great defensive player, hustler, and just replacing him with Josh Giddey, that's like what are we doing? And it's just a one-for-one swap, so I really didn't like that. Andre Drummond, earlier in the year before the deadline, the Sixers offered 2 second-round picks for him. We declined that just to give him up a few months later for absolutely nothing. So I feel like maybe we are starting to go in a decent direction, but we are absolutely not doing the best that we could.
I agree. It seems like the front office doesn't know what it's doing. It's trying to trade off things, but a team that's building for its future tends to get draft picks and young guys, and Josh Giddey, I think, is not the young guy any Bulls fan would have picked.
Thank you so much for your call.
Today's show is sponsored by Major League Wiffle Ball. Catch a game this summer at a stadium near you. And thank you for tuning in to SBC Radio.